live. We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Dish with Candice Cooper. We're back. We're back in action. And Nene wanted to knock into the tripod. Because why not? Why would he not do that? Yeah. I just had a protein bar. We are Nix. These are like candy bars, but they only have 3 grams of sugar. If you have eczema, if you have skin issues, if you just don't want to eat 9,000 grams of sugar a day, but you also want a little snickety snack, get a Nix protein bar. So good. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am fucking tired, okay? And I literally cannot wait to take my makeup off, finish walking Iggy, and then going to sleep. My mom used to call me the princess and the pea because if there was one little thing in my bed, one little crumb, I could feel it and it would drive me crazy. And I gotta say, nothing has changed. So, let me get comfy. Let me get cozy. And we're gonna dish. Because you're my dishers. So, we're dishing on the Daily Dish with Candice Cooper. What are we going to talk about first, you ask? Let me tell you. Is that dirt? No. We're going to talk about Jeff Lewis, okay? Hello, Alex. So, BravoCon is over. Jeff did a panel with Andy called Ask Andy. That was basically, I think I watched like one other panel aside from that. Apparently, Andy was annoyed with Jeff. Jeff said that one of his friends told him, "You look a little cracked out." And he's like, "I was 2 Celsiuses deep." And apparently they're 300 milligrams. Let's see. How much caffeine in Celsius? So let's just see. 200 milligrams per can. How much caffeine, Candice, can we spell caffeine in a cup of coffee? Okay, 95 milligrams in an 8-ounce cup of coffee. So Jeff essentially had 400 milligrams of caffeine in those 2 Celsiuses and then got on stage and interviewed Andy. Now, I don't know, my heart would explode. Your adrenaline is going, it's just like so much. Your cortisol must be high. And then he adds on 2 Celsiuses on top of that. Crazy. Anyway, Andy was apparently annoyed with him. Andy was giving him the side eye, but nothing like catastrophic. He didn't drag Crystal. He didn't, I didn't really think that anything was that bad. Apparently, Andy was annoyed with him, and that made Jeff say to Andy, "I don't know, you still have time to back out of this deal," because Jeff is now back on Bravo. Jeff was saying on Jeff Lewis Live, and this totally resonated with me so much. He was like, when I did Bravo the first time, it was a different world. And it is just, it's not a better world that we live in right now. It's just different. He's saying he had like a pit in his stomach all weekend because, Andy wouldn't text him back. Andy was annoyed with him. He was having anxiety. And somebody said to him, well, did you have anxiety like this the first time you did flipping out? And he was like, no, because it was just a different world back then. So he's like, I just never felt that kind of anxiety back then that I do now. And he's like, I don't want someone, he's a wild card, right? He's on Radio Andy, but they give him carte blanche to do whatever he wants, within reason, of course, but really, he gets to do whatever he wants. I listen every day. He's lit candles in the office. They've drank on air. They say just the most off-the-wall shit. They have a Chinese gong for when they talk about like that's what they have. So he's feeling like if I'm a part of Bravo corporate, Bravo is way different than Radio Andy. Bravo is, especially since the reality reckoning, thanks Bethany, it's gotten so much more uppity. And since 2020, it's become probably really annoying to work there. He's saying, I don't want somebody who's going, I don't want something that's going to control my every move. And you guys, this stuff comes with a price tag, and the price tag is you're constantly worried about losing your job. And that is what he is feeling right now. He could say whatever he wants on the radio, but he can't say whatever he wants on TV. So, and with the network. I don't know. John 39, he says, you never shut up. You have no idea. I talk in my sleep too. So, but also, why are you on my live? Why are you on my live? Honestly, I just feel like Jeff, I said it in my live yesterday. I feel like 2 hours of radio a day plus the TV show is a recipe for overexposure, for he's giving himself too much room to fuck up. I would say if you're going to do the TV show, knock radio down to 1 hour a day. We don't need 2. We really don't. So I don't know. He's saying that he's getting anxiety and he was anxious all weekend because of how the panel went on Friday, which as a viewer, I thought that the panel was fine. I didn't think he said anything egregious. I could be wrong. I don't know. What else did I watch? I watched the other panel of Real Housewives of, Bev Hills. You guys are just having a little love fest in my comments. I love that for you. Guys just get more and more a little fake, a little gay. But apparently Jeff and Stu, or not Jeff and Stu, but we will talk about Jeff and Andy made up. At the panel, someone came up and I watched this and I thought to myself, lady, read the room. He does not want to talk about Chef Stu. In fact, he put Chef Stu name in the freezer. So he's actively trying to freeze Chef Stu out. And this lady gets up and she's like, I don't know, Jeff, if you know this, but Chef Stu is here. And Jeff was like 2 Celsius deep. And he was like, I don't care. I don't care. And I was like, yeah, lady, not the Not the time or the place. You are Chef Stew? Okay. Oh my gosh. I do want to know more, because sometimes I do listen to Chef Stew's podcast, but he has on people who their voice annoys me. So I never really listen that much because I'm a voice person. Just like if you listen to an audiobook and the person's voice is like so incredibly annoying, you're like, I literally cannot fucking listen to this. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know. Chef Stew is obviously a BravoCon, and Jeff is not bringing him up at all. I know that Monroe was there. I don't know if Ty was there. So I'm going to have to listen to Chef Stew. I listened to Juicy Scoop today, which she had Brandy and Julie on, and I love Brandy and Julie. And they were doing like their BravoCon recap, and they like, I think there was like this huge party for Heather, and so she felt like she made it. She's like, I could die now. They had like a seafood tower and all that stuff. Hello, Jay. Hello, hello. Now, Jeff Lewis had on Craig Conover and Madison LaCroix, and Madison got into a big fight with Cy from Real Housewives of Bev Hills, and Cy was like a huge bitch to her, and then she was like, well, fuck you. Madison was like, well, fuck you. Honestly, Jeff is friends with Cy, but I just don't think that I like Cy. I don't know. I just don't. I think she's very sharp. And, when you go through a lot growing up, you do develop a sharper personality. And Madison is Southern, is blonde, is the absolute antithesis of Cy DeSilva. Of course they're not going to fucking get along. They don't even have a shred of an inkling of what the other person's life is like. So they're not going to get along. Now, one thing I will say though, Madison has a little bit of a hood rat in her. And I feel like Madison LaCroix could, if she needed to, beat the shit out of someone. And that might win over Cy, because in Cy's soul, she is like a New York, grew up kind of like a little bit rougher. That might win her respect. So Madison, you might end up winning her respect. And sometimes as a woman, women who we do not like the most, initially, we end up liking later down the line. It's like a weird thing with women. Like, oh, I thought you were a bitch. But, no, I don't. It's my pathos. You like my art? Thank you, thank you. Welcome to Candice's Corner, where we dish. So, anyway, Craig is a big fucking tool. I think his hair looked... I only saw the one night. Should we look up? Let's see. Craig Conover hair Bravo Con. Apparently Craig is in his have fun with hair era. What a tool. I don't know. Let's see. It's giving me like videos, but Yeah, Nathan, this is not for you. Why are you even here? I don't think I want to grow cannabis, but thank you. Okay, you're doom scrolling. I have no idea. But okay, so Craig and Madison were on Jeff Lewis Live today. I have to say, they were super boring. They were boring. And so was Jane Lynch. She was on Jeff Lewis Live the other day too. And she might be, we all love Jane Lynch. I love her from Party Down. She was in Party Down. She's got like a pretty great resume, but she's really, really boring on the radio. And she wasn't very funny at all. And I have to say that not Paige and Craig, Madison and Craig also were not really great on the radio. They're kind of boring. That just goes to show how hard Jeff's job truly is, because it really is very, very difficult to fill 2 hours of time with co-hosts and topics and talking. And I do it for like 45 minutes every other day or something like that, and it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy. And then Jeff goes and does like his whole other job, and then manages his house and has his daughter and the animals and all of that stuff. So it's an incredible amount of responsibility. Anyway, I just feel like when he has guests on that like aren't that great, it's just it's such a great example of how difficult it is to be on the radio that much and be interesting and be funny. So, love him. Don't love Craig Conover's goofy ass hair. It's like, you guys have to go and Google it, okay? It's like this high pompadour. He looks like someone said on my TikTok, he looks like he's about to break into song from Grease. And I was like, he's got chills, he's multiplying, because it's like a big caricature hairstyle from, like it's like John Travolta Grease. And then he has this big, oh my gosh, it was like a big, just like piece of hair, just like caricature sticking out. And I was like, that Paige is like laying in her bed and fucking scrolling, hitting her vape and scrolling, and just thinking to herself, I can't believe I dated that doofball for 3 years. Because I think that Craig is a good-looking guy, but I think his personality gives girls douche bumps. Like, they're embarrassed for Craig. His sewing, remember when Naomi used to break balls about his sewing? And someone said he wore a pearl bracelet? What are you doing, Craig Conover? I just can't. I totally cannot. I cannot take him. Anyway, let's talk about Rachel Zoe is back on Bravo. She is, and did we talk about this yesterday? I don't know. All the days fucking blend together. But Rachel Zoe, I'm pretty sure we talked about this yesterday. She's on this. This is just like, oh my God, like 2009, 2010, 2011. Candice is just obsessed with Rachel Zoe. She is on Bev Hills. And I thought to myself, how are they going to introduce Rachel? Okay. Like and it was so funny. She was on the panel and Bose sat down and she like zhuzhed Bose's dress. So it like fanned out as she sat down. And I thought to myself, like, Rachel just is fashion. And she is going to zhuzh your clothes and style you. And, that's just her. I don't know what her relationship is with Bose, how their relationship played out over the course of the season. We're going to see, Dorit, Kyle, Erica, they all got into a fight apparently. We'll see that unfold. But the opening scene is Rachel going over to Kathy Hilton's house and helping her get ready for a party. In my mind, because I kept thinking to myself, how are they going to weave Rachel into this storyline? She's not like, she didn't share when she had the kids and the show stopped. She didn't share anything about her personal life for like 10 years, if not more. I thought to myself, how are they going to weave her into this show? Seamlessly. She came over to Kathy's house. She helped style her for an event that Kathy had. And the segue was complete. I was like, oh my gosh, that was really good. A what? You guys are funny. I just like imagine you guys are like 13 and this is like what AIM was for my generation. No, I don't have a lot of tats. I have a few though. I'm just so excited for all of this good TV because I really only watch Bravo and listen to podcasts. And the rest of my life, I'm like, I just got home from work. I left for work really early, got home late. I wouldn't say really early, but a normal time. And then just got home. And then I jumped on here and I have my responsibilities. And yeah, I'm like, when do I even have time to like watch TV? What other podcasts? Sometimes I'll listen to My Favorite Murder, but sometimes they're annoying. And also, like, we don't always want to listen to murder because I feel like that's a fucking mood killer. I will listen to the Skinny Confidential, Him and Hers podcast. Sometimes they have interesting people on. Although the people that they have on the Him and Hers podcast, it's like, eat this berry is deadly, and it's like a raspberry, and they're like, raspberries are deadly, and then they'll have someone come on 2 episodes later and they'll be like, you should only eat raspberries. And one thing I've surmised from all of these podcasts and all this bullshit, it's like we're only here for like 80 years, 100 years. Take care of your body, do all that, yes, but like hyper fixating, obviously there are some non-negotiables. Like I'm not drinking tap water, but I'm also not beating myself up over every little thing. I do what I can when I can, and if I can't, then I don't. So it's just like, I'm not going to beat myself up, but it's like you have to eat grass-fed and grass-finished, and it's $9,000, and you're going to fucking die, and like, don't eat berries, but eat all the berries, but blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? How about you leave me the fuck alone? Like, they were doing one episode where they were talking about how the car's like off gas, and when you get a new car, like all the chemicals that they use in the car, and then it's poison to you, and and I was like, holy fucking shit. I think that's stressing me out more than the chemicals in the car. Where are my glasses? They're in my purse. Oh, some people are so spicy tonight. We're going to chalk it up to the new moon, and we're also going to chalk it up to Mercury in retrograde. So it's just, sometimes I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Try not to eat junk food all day. Don't worry about the shit that we can't worry about. Worry about the shit that you can worry about. Like when I'm looking for someone to clean my rug. Obviously, I do want them to use like water-based stuff and not chemicals. So pick and choose your battles is my point. How was my day? My day was great. It was great. I took a haircutting class yesterday and I was able to implement the technique that I learned at the class yesterday on my clients today. And their hair came out awesome. And I was really, really happy and they were happy. People are spicy in the comments, you guys. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. The Daily Dish. Hey, you're boosting my engagement. So, all good. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here, even if you're going to roast me in my own comments. Bitch, get in line. If you don't have 14 enemies and haters by the end of the summer, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. What should I eat for dinner tonight? I feel like I've just been eating like chicken and roasted potatoes. I'm a little bit sick of chicken and roasted potatoes. Hi. 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 Oh my gosh, I definitely minimum 15 haters for me. I do have pasta. I can make that. I can make a little pasta. I don't have anything to make pizza. I have tater tots. I have eggs. I have sausage. I have broccoli. I have pasta. I have the chicken. What I'm probably going to end up making is chicken, broccoli, pasta, and maybe I'll throw some potatoes in there too. It's getting late though. I don't want to eat that giant meal that late. Are you a disher? That's what my listeners are called, dishers. So are you here to dish? Are you a disher? Yes. Tarragon chicken. I show my food all the time. I definitely do. You guys are funny. We are dishing it up, Maddie. So that's what's going on, you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of Craig Conover and Madison LaCroix on Jeff Lewis Live today? I thought they were boring. I'm going to finish listening to Annie Letterman and Nikki Paris. I love Nikki Paris. He is like, I just want him as my friend. And I also want Becky Robinson as my friend, the entitled housewife. I love her. Okay, well, come wash my dishes. You guys, are you not Bravo fans? You got to get on it. That's why that's what we're talking about. Oh no, you tried? You got to do it. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to go make this dinner. I'm going to take this makeup off. I'm going to get in my pajamas and I'm going to bed. So I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Daily Dish with Candice Cooper. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. I love my haters. I have so many of them and I love them. Bye, guys.